Apparently, he's got a real life.
Doop. And transitioning. All right. Let me get my notes. We're live officially.
Password right.
What's up, guys? So, I'll pull up the notes. How you guys been? Welcome to Nerd Dads. I'm your host, Zech. With me today is Steve Quillisi.
Hold on.
And we got a special guest, Hector Olave.
What's up, Nerd Dads?
So, today we got quite a good show for you guys. We're talking about a Wall Street Journal article that I read about like children and tablets, and we're talking about what else are we talking about? Destiny, Rise of Iron.
Only you read it though, right? You read it for all three of us.
I read it for all three of you guys, so you guys should all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about the Nintendo Switch. So, let's go ahead and start the show. What do we always do with introducing our newest nerd dad? So, Hector, tell us about yourself.
Not much to say, actually. It's not pretty exciting over here.
So, you're a dad. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
You have 2 kids. And
Yes.
how old are they?
13 and 16.
13 and 16.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you love more?
The one I didn't mention.
Okay, cool. How long have you been gaming?
I've been gaming ever since I was a kid. Took a break, though, being a teenager, doing some sports and stuff like that. And then got back into gaming when I had kids. So it was kind of exciting.
Kind of funny how that worked out, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like I gamed more once I... No, that's not true. I've always gamed. That's never mind. I'm gonna stop right there. That's a bold-faced lie.
I almost gamed more when I had kids, but that's not true.
Yes.
I definitely gamed more before kids.
Now it's kind of become not really playing. I'm more of a spectator more than I play now. It's really fun watching the kids play, to be honest with you. They know a lot more about it than I do, for sure.
Cool. What games do you normally watch your kids play?
Well, my youngest, he's into the Call of Duties. He's still into the Call of Duties. He really likes those. But my oldest, he's into Destiny. Rainbow Six Siege right now is his big one that he likes. That's his go-to right now is Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
But he's into Destiny and Rainbow Six, and he's looking forward to some of the new games coming out too. Battlefield 1. What was another one that we were discussing earlier?
Titanfall.
Titanfall
1.
Yeah.
Did he get that yet? Or either of those yet?
No, he played the beta, but he's really excited. Because of the beta, he's excited for that game for sure.
I got a question. Okay, so your kids are a lot older than mine. I have toddlers, and you have teenagers. So how do you go about getting your kids games? Do you make them save up to get a game?
You know what? For the most part, no. My oldest is kind of doing work now. He'll work for his uncle, do some tile work, and so he's been, working, getting that money, paying for. He bought his new console himself on his own.
So how many consoles do you have in the house?
We just have the one.
The Xbox one?
The Xbox one.
That's the one.
That's the one that has.
Yeah. And so it was, I was like, well, thanks. You took care of a big one for Christmas for me, so now I get to do other things since he took care of that big one.
Cool.
But the youngest, I still get him his games and stuff like that. But for the most part, my oldest is really earning it now. Yeah, if he wants it, he knows what he has to do.
Okay.
Whether it be little side jobs around the house
Right.
or doing some actual work on a weekend for his uncle, making some real money.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well. With that, then let's go ahead and talk about some parenting tips. The parenting tip that it's not even really a tip, more like a discussion, really. So my kids, as I said, I have 3 kids now. I have a newborn who doesn't do anything besides lay down and poop, and then I have a it's okay, you can laugh. It's a joke. And then I have a 1.5-year-old, and then I have a 3-year-old, right? So I'll let them play video games with me once in a while. I'll hand them a controller, whether or not it's plugged in or not, depends. But I'll let them play video games with me a little bit, or at least they'll watch me play. But the question that was posed in this article from the Wall Street Journal was about like how much screen time do you let your kids have, and a lot
8 hours. I think that's it.
8. That's your minimum. Okay.
We start as soon as she wakes up at 7, and we take it away at 9 when it's time to go to bed.
Okay, well, there you go. That's one way to do it.
The virtual parent.
And that's actually kind of what the article was talking about. Was that how like these I think did it just like turn off on me? Pardon me 1 second.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it went
it's
black.
still working.
It went black. Still got audio though.
We should have interlude music,
It should.
kind of like elevator music.
Come on. Okay.
Are we back in business?
No, not yet. Your device remove. Yes. Technical
You
difficulties.
got a notification from someone.
I got a notification. I got notified. No, that's not the one I want. I want this one. Why is it black? That's the question. That's the question on my mind. Turn it off. And remove it.
Well, it's open.
Yep, the audio is echoey. Okay. Thanks, babe.
Should we talk right into it like this?
What in tarnation? This is going
It
bananas.
shouldn't be too much more echoey than last time.
I literally have no reason to own one of these, but is it weird that I want to own one of these?
Just
Own it.
cool.
But yeah, it is.
Hook it into your phone and start talking to people that way. Do I sound smooth?
Alright.
Let me feel you.
Menu. It turned off on me, so I need to auto
Is it
power
running
off.
back?
Off.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you got juice in there?
Yeah, no, we got plenty of batteries still. I think it just got hot. Back online in a couple seconds here.
We'll be right with you after these messages.
Okay. Nerd Dads will be right back. Stay tuned. Ta-da! Ta-da! Well, guys, he's really trying to have a professional podcast, and crap just hits the fan.
Boom!
And we're live again. And we're streaming.
Those are some
Are
great
we
paid
visually
advertising.
stunning right now?
I think we are. Alright, well, we're back. Sorry about that. Big fat delay in our stream. But we returned, and we're talking about kids and whether or not we should let them play on their tablets. So,
I thought, do they have their own?
No, the article's about, parents that would, let their kids,
Yeah.
okay,
But I mean, do your kids have their own?
No.
Okay.
None of my kids, I think the only thing close to a screen my kids have is those little fake phones that look like it might have a screen. It literally has a fake screen. So, but that's it. Yeah. I know Jeffrey has a tablet, right?
Both my kids have tablets. Jeffrey doesn't have a smartphone, but Ethan does.
Okay.
So.
Then, how do you, limit their screen time? So I know for my kids, I don't, they're too busy running around. So it kind of shocks me that this piece was even written. Because I'm like, my kids don't even sit still long enough to watch.
Well, my thought on it is that article, I think it was more catered towards,
Toddlers?
younger kids. Because I know in my experience with my own children, they didn't really start to have smartphones or tablets probably within just the last few years alone.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, they were growing up with the video games, just sitting in front of a TV, but they didn't have the device in front of them anywhere they went at any given point.
Uh-huh.
So, but my whole thing with this, do I regulate it with them now being older? Well, when kids get older, they get out. Like the article was stating, the guy who wrote the article did the experiment as well. He had some younger kids, and he was stating that he had found that they found their toys again. They were being a little bit more active outside. They were getting involved with sports, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that is a good thing. Kids should be growing up being active outside.
Yeah.
But the thing is, schools are now incorporating all of this stuff now too.
Right.
So it's like if you're not going to have it at home, your child is going to be given a tablet to sign out, and that's what he's going to work from at school too.
Right.
So there is that. It's being incorporated with everything. So and when kids get older, also they get out of the toys.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, it's like they're changing. They're becoming mature.
Right.
They want the older things. They want the cooler electronic stuff, and not something that squeaks and flashes and stuff
Tablets
like
don't do that.
You guys know that, I'm sure. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my parents would only let us play video games for like an hour a day. So
Oh no, that wouldn't work.
So
Mom, I'm playing Fallout 4.
yeah, I know, right? Like nowadays, you play open world games, like an hour is not gonna cut it. It's like barely enough time to get
Mom, I'm running a raid right now. I need
Yeah.
4 hours. 6 of the team's scrappy.
I know. Yeah. I don't know. So I kind of walked through the article thinking, I was like, okay, he's got a lot of valid points. But then I started thinking about the parents that are like, okay, like single moms, right? Single dads, where it's like, okay, you get home, kids are done with their homework, they're done playing around. It's like, you gotta cook dinner. How do you keep them distracted? Like
Just use a bungee cord and
yeah. I mean, I guess back in the day that would have been television.
yeah.
Now it's like tablet or smartphone. Like
Well, I mean, I was told to go outside.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
the technology wasn't there
Yeah.
when I was a child.
Right.
Everyone.
They didn't have televisions when you were a kid.
It was literally sitting in front of the radio, staring at the dial.
Oh, the good old days.
But no, I mean, I was growing up when it was just the entertainment was either first it was Atari, and then it was NES. Just
Right.
the original Nintendo. So I mean, that's when it was exciting for back then because that was the thing. But it's like now my kids are exposed to laptops, and tablets, and phones that look like tablets, and
Yeah.
it's just everything. Everything is just electronic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting food for thought, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, what are you weighing? What do you think?
I think he makes a lot of valid points. I mean, it goes the same with like TV though. I mean, I think everything that he says about the way a tablet affects a kid, it can be a contributor to TV or video games in general. Because I think it kind of goes to the psychology behind the flicker rates behind TVs and how it puts you in a trance-like state, and kids are naturally drawn to that more. That's why, like little kids, you can see them watching something, you call their name, and they literally don't hear you.
Yeah.
Where like when my wife calls my name, I can pretend like I don't hear her, but I really do. But like for kids, like they literally don't hear you because they're so drawn into it, and I think it affects them differently. But then I also noticed like I don't let Abigail. I let her watch YouTube. I put something on, I lock the screen, I let her watch a show on my phone. But like she doesn't move it around and like play any games on it. But I can tell like if I let her use it more, then she wants to use it more.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't really seen. I don't let her use it so much to where like she's just that's all she wants to do, or like she's it's changing her behavior. But I have noticed that the more I let her use it, the more she wants to use it.
Yeah, I haven't. See, that's different for me. We haven't even, like, right from the get-go, we haven't even, like, really experimented with it. We're just kind of like, no, you can't play with phones. So, like, I don't really have any other opinion, any other way to know exactly how it would affect my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that we just don't really let them play. I know, even if I let them play video games, even if I just hand him the controller, literally, just to play, he'll get bored eventually and he'll walk away.
He knows he's not playing.
Well, no, I'll actually let him actually play, like, Axiom Verge. Like, I'll let him play that and, like, run around, which is actually really kind of fun because I'm teaching him how to, like, jump and shoot at the same time. But, yeah, even playing that, he's like, okay, well, that was cool. I'm going to go play with my blocks.
Anyways.
So,
But when I was growing up, though, I mean, I guess to tack on just how it was for me, like, because we didn't have tablets, but my parents never regulated how much I could play video games.
Mhm.
And I played quite a bit, but I always spent more time with friends than I did playing video games.
Exactly.
And so I think if I had to come to the point where I was like, no, I just want to stay in my room and play video games instead of like interacting with people, my parents would have been like, no, you can't play.
See, there's a problem. If it creates a disconnect, then yeah, it's an issue. You know.
Yeah.
I have noticed when the kids have been in front of that TV and playing the games for long periods of time, towards the end of that evening, when they've been there all day, they are they're irritable, right?
Yeah.
Every little thing in the game that they're playing doesn't go their way. Oh, they start yelling at the TV. Everything is just garbage. It's crap. This game sucks. And that's when I walk in. I was like, all right, it's time to take a break or shut it off.
I wonder,
there is too much.
Right.
A 14-hour Halo 3 binge once with Eric Kavanaugh, and I remember at the end of that day, we were both like, we're never doing that again.
Yeah.
I felt like I had just been unplugged from the Matrix.
Right.
Whoa. What happened?
Yeah. Halo 3, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We're running out of time. So our next topic of discussion is Destiny: Rise of Iron.
I heard of it.
So I got this game day one. I know, Steve, you have it. You played it.
Yeah.
I think you actually probably invested a little bit more time than I have into it.
Yeah.
Hector, you watched Jeff play it a lot.
I am an expert observer. It's very entertaining to watch, for sure. He knows what he's doing. He enjoys it.
Has he done a new raid,
Yeah.
He's done a lot with Rise of Iron.
I haven't had a chance to do the new raid, so I can't really speak
I
to
haven't
that.
gotten to it yet. That's what I've been working on, so.
Which is kind of a bummer, because I hear that's like the real meat of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it always was the raid. That's the real
yeah,
the kicker.
that's true. That's true. I felt like, so I guess I'll just start it off. I mean, the way Rise of Iron compares to, what was the last one? Taken King.
It's nothing. I don't think
It's
it compares at all.
Taken King was such a huge step in the right direction
Taken
for
King
me.
was almost like an entire second.
It
2.0.
It really was. It changed. It fixed a lot of the issues. It grew the storyline in a way that I thought was intriguing and made me want to find out more. And it answered a lot of questions that were brought up in the first year.
A whole bunch more.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, cool, awesome. And then Destiny: Rise of Iron comes out, and they introduce a whole new plot, whole new characters. It's like they took a step backwards as far as writing goes. And I was like, what? Okay, A, why do I care about any of these guys? Second, what exactly am I even fighting now? Is this like a virus? Is this a
The zombie virus?
Yeah,
with
and
electronics.
how come we didn't just destroy it this way the first time? I don't a lot of these things I just felt were very unanswered and very random. It just didn't really. It didn't grab me at all.
So did you want a continuation?
I wanted a
Taken
continuation
King?
of something,
No,
not something
I would
new.
say the problem with Destiny though is that when the original game came out, I'm sure some of playing it since it came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the original one came out, they had the Traveler, right, and the Darkness and all that
Right.
crap. They never answered really what any of that stuff
At all.
was. And then they came out with what was the second one, the Rise of Crota or whatever. It was
I was like, the temperature's getting hot again.
Whatever Crota one came out, and it was just a story on Crota.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the House of Wolves, and it was just kind of answered the Reef a little bit, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then after that, I think they just decided that they didn't want to answer the original questions, and then everyone was just going to be whatever.
Do you think it's possible that they will answer that at some point?
I think that the reason that they're making a Destiny 2 is because they didn't turn the story out the way they initially should have. I think that's why. Because originally they said this game was going to be a 10-year game. That's what they said. When they first launched it, they said this is going to be a 10-year game.
Yeah.
This game alone, not a sequel, but
No,
just keep adding on
wanted
to
the
it.
universe.
They
at
wanted
least.
it to be one game to keep going on.
Yeah.
And then they quickly, even though it's been really successful, I think it's definitely.
Well, I think what they're finding out is that the technology is
Changing too soon.
advancing so fast that they're not going to be able to build on this engine for that long. So
Yeah.
okay, we gotta make a new one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think they also want to kind of start over and be able to fix some of the story.
So
But
almost like
regardless.
reboots, or like a reboot.
It's
in a
gonna be. They
sense.
want it to feel like a full sequel, but I think in some ways they want to just be like, well, we could just throw that in the garbage.
Because everybody starts fresh. I mean, they're not gonna be able
They haven't answered all that yet. Some people are wanting to be able to import your character, but I think it'd be best just to start a new one.
But regardless, the main question we got to answer about this game, Rise of Iron, is that it's a $30 game. Is it worth it to play this game as a dad?
I think
With
if you've
kids.
never played the game, it's worth it to pay $50 right now on Xbox Live. You can get $50 to get
True.
everything.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
$30. I feel like $20 would have been or cheaper would have been better because I really don't think that the DLC alone did not really make the game so new.
Yeah.
But I kind of took a break from it. I played Taken King for probably 6 weeks a lot, and then I didn't play it again. But the reason I got burnt out even though Taken King was really awesome, was because the 2.0 made everything that I had done, and I had literally played 30 days of playtime on that game, and it was all for nothing. And so I got completely burnt out. But now since it's been quite a while and I came back, it's really fun again. I think that with the DLC, just the little things it adds does still make the game a lot better.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I agree with that statement 100%. As a jumping off point for someone that hasn't played Destiny and is looking for a good spot to start, this is really it, because this is you're not frustrated with all the vanilla Destiny stuff. It's really fun, and you can tell that they're really not making it compatible with the 360 and the PlayStation 3 was a good move, because they're able to do more with the environment and the abilities and things like that. So that was really cool too. Gameplay and everything, it's always solid. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this game.
Yeah.
For sure. The only question is for how long, and how long at each period of time as well. Because it's not like a game you can pause. So if you have toddlers like I do, you literally have to be playing at a time when either the kids go to bed, and usually when the kids go to bed, your wife wants to hang out.
Yeah.
So it's so you have to play it on a weekend or something when it's okay, well, the wife's in bed, it's Friday night, I don't gotta get up early tomorrow morning, I can play this super late, and then you have to address the question of, okay, we're going into a raid, am I gonna be able to have enough time to get a team for that raid?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of time management issues for this game, I think. I mean, $30, I think I felt was a pretty fair price for the content that it gave. I feel like they got lazy in designing the environments. I felt like they just kind of took the Cosmodrome and just reskinned it with snow.
Yeah.
And they were okay, new environment, new area. No,
well, it essentially
not
is
really.
the Cosmodrome. It's just the part they didn't go in before, so
But
that's why it's exactly the same.
And I get that. I still feel that's a lazy way to go about it. Because I mean, there's so much they could have done.
Adding a planet.
Adding a freaking planet or an asteroid or something to float around. You know what I mean? They could have done the exact same thing on an asteroid.
They never added Mercury, and they kept teasing that they were going to.
Yeah, Mercury. There's so many other options they could have done with this, and I don't know. I don't really feel like.
I think the way I would put it is, if you've been playing the game and you're kind of getting bored with it, unless you want just a new raid for $30, you could take it or leave it.
So was it literally just the one raid?
They added one strike, I think. How many strikes are there? I've only played.
I think there's
they redid.
There's 2 new strikes and 2 redone strikes.
Yeah. So, the strikes. I mean, they're fun, but they're they're just strikes. They just add more to the playlist that you get to do.
Yeah.
But the raid, I haven't played the raid. I've been working trying to get to the raid, but from what I've heard, the raid is super awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends how much you like the raid.
Yeah. So, final thoughts?
I think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it.
I guess if you're into that that whole universe, I guess it would be worth it. If you're just kind of casual, probably not.
See, the main reason I vote no on this is because time.
Yeah.
For the amount, $30, yeah, sure, but for $50, that's a lot of game that you're gonna have to make time for, and it's so hard to make time for Destiny.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a little different for me though, because I go on weird rotations where I work graveyard, so there's all the time, even on my days off, my wife goes, she goes to bed at 9 or 10. I don't go to bed till 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So if I want to stay up for 6 hours, they're right there.
Right, yeah. See, that's plenty of time. So, Hector, what do you think? What's your final thoughts?
Well, like I said, if you're really immersed into the game,
yeah,
it's probably worth I mean, the $30. I mean, you're talking about, new locations aren't there. You felt like a rehash of some old locations. But the content. I mean, weapons, armor, stuff like that. That's really what you're going for, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You can play these levels over and over again with the same results.
Just grind them out.
The game that's all it is the grind.
Yeah. It's a very fun grind, but still a grind.
Yeah. They did what a lot of modern MMOs cannot do now. That's kind of what they've done in a casual way. It's very, I don't know, basic, but that's I think why I find Destiny really fun.
Well, anyway, for that, let's go ahead and move on to our last item of the day, the Nintendo Switch. So, Nintendo dropped the trailer on us last week. I wish we had the ability to show it to you guys right now, but we don't yet. But I'm pretty sure everybody's probably must have seen it already. I mean, Hector, you're our guest. I'll give you first thoughts on the Switch. What do you
First
think?
thoughts. I'm split on it, to be honest.
So,
I mean, it's
switching back and
I think it's cool. It's something new. It's something very techy.
Yeah.
That part draws people in.
Right.
It's like, wow, cool. Like the Wii and the Wii U. People were just like, at first, whoa, that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be able to take this thing and take it on the go, right?
Right.
Going outside,
Right.
going to the park.
Right.
They've already done that. That's already been done. That's why you got a 3DS. That's why you got a Vita. That's why you got these. You got your tablets, your phones. You can take it anywhere you go.
True.
Do you really need to take your console with you to the park and play it with buddies?
Right.
Do you need to, stuff like that?
Right.
I think the concept in home is cool. I mean, you have a regular controller, then you can switch, go into the tablet type thing.
You have to go take a dump and
Take it in there with you, exactly. So, but that part is cool. From the looks of it, from the trailer, the graphics look a whole lot better than the Wii and the Wii U.
as far as I know, everything they showed in the trailer is it even actual Switch, whatever.
Those
games?
are actual games.
I know they're actual games, but are they for that or are
Yeah.
they just games?
Yeah.
What I saw
It looks like they
showcased
showed-
for the most part was the Zelda game, right?
They showed
They
Elder Scrolls.
They showed Zelda. They showed a new Mario game, and they also did show the remaster of Skyrim.
Oh, that's right.
So, and that's gonna be that's a graphic heavy game.
I
So,
haven't even seen the new respec of what the game's gonna look like, but I.
We were talking about it in the car ride
Oh,
over
we did,
actually, and just side note on that. Oh my gosh, we have differing opinions, but
Yeah, he seemed to be impressed. I was watching a YouTube video the other day and it was actually comparing both the original, and the remastered. I mean, there was some things that were a little bit more brilliant, shading wise and tone of the whole game, but there was other things where I really didn't notice that much of a difference. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned, the water. It was like a screenshot of like a stream of the original and then the remastered, and it almost the older one, the stream looked a little bit better than the newer one. But then with other side by
maybe we're looking
side,
at the right one. The new one's on the left. But
well, I am getting old. Maybe I need some glasses.
but the Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry. Were you done with your thoughts on the Switch?
Well, you're gonna be done.
Well, pretty much. But it's it's exciting because it's new
Mm-hmm.
and it's new by Nintendo, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking everybody at this point, everybody's got the PlayStations and the Xbox. They're waiting for Nintendo to come out strong with something and stay there.
Right.
And I think they're looking for that too. This could be it, but like I said, I don't want to take my whole console outside and out and about when you have the handheld stuff already.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
See what do you think?
I don't know. I think it's too early to really say whether how excited I am for it. I think the concept is pretty neat, but it's just to me like what kind of games would you be playing on that little when you switch it? And you're
I think that's the beauty of it. I mean, I could totally picture myself.
Super Smash
Playing
Brothers or
Zelda.
Mario Kart.
I mean, so like for example, Zelda. Here's what. So I have a 3DS. I love my 3DS. I love the crap out of my 3DS. Probably one of my all-time favorite consoles I've ever owned in my life. Um, I can totally see myself at home playing Zelda. Oh my gosh, this is fun. Packing up, go for a road trip somewhere. Just packing up my, my tablet, which is essentially what it is, Nintendo Switch, and continue right where I left off.
Yeah. No, that totally sounds cool.
Yeah, the concept of that is awesome. Major question that I have, and I'm sure you guys have it too, is battery life.
Yeah.
And resolution.
Well, that too, and then other thing I want to know. So, like the Wii and the Wii U, I don't think are near as good as the 3DS in my opinion. I think the 3DS has better overall. I like the games on it better.
Yeah.
The Wii U kind of stole 360 games,
Yeah.
It's like, look what we can do. We can just.
Remember Mass Effect 3? Remember that game?
Yeah.
We can play
all the
that
games
too.
you've already played. Now you can.
Remember Batman?
All the games you wanted to be on here originally, well now they are.
Yeah.
So they kind of missed it with the Wii U. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if this replaces are they gonna make a second 3DS like a 3DS too? If this is like the new thing, I would have to see
That's
what.
the thing too.
Yeah, I would have to see. Like, does that mean they're gonna take all the library that 3DS has for the sequels that those games would have and bring them to that? Then I would probably end up getting one just for those.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, is this gonna be like a day one buy for me? Probably not.
Yeah. See what the games are.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to software, right? I mean, that's the reason for any console. I do like a lot of the concepts that they introduce. I like how you can like go 4 players or 2 players on one tablet, on one one tablet, and just be like, okay, cool, let's play Mario Kart. Bring it to a friend's house, bring it wherever. But then the other thing too is like, okay, how's this thing gonna charge? I mean, do I have to rely on the docking station to charge it, or can I use like a USB, like a mini USB cord to charge it? I don't know. Like, I think that's kind of a deal breaker for me on a lot of levels because my 3DS will last, a whole day, 3 days.
Yeah.
If it's like closed, it'll last me like 3 days. But I mean, like open, it'll last about a day. But I like how they're using cartridges for it, but I also don't want them to ignore being able to download everything to the thing as well. Because that's like storage and being able to access my games on the go is another reason why I like my 3DS. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think as a dad, dude, I would love to get a Nintendo because the games are going to be clean, they're going to be family friendly, and there's going to be more family oriented games for it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't play Fallout 4 with my kids. You maybe can, but I can't.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think in general the little kid in me was very excited about it. I watched that trailer and was very stoked. I think that this is a step in the right direction for Nintendo on a lot of levels.
Yeah, I think it can, as long as they're not getting too excited about the technology that they put into it over the fact of what it actually is.
Yeah.
Because I think they started to do that a little bit with the Wii. Even though I have nothing against the Wii, I think they lost fans.
They prided themselves on the technology rather than, what you were seeing visually.
Right. Like the Wii U was such a failure on a lot of points because literally they made
it's really not that bad though. I mean,
it's not a bad console eventually.
Yeah.
But like right out of the gate, like no developer knew what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody knew how to. What am I supposed to do with this? The Wii was kind of straightforward.
Well, it's the same as they basically just took the Kinect part of Xbox that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you get it. It's part of the system.
Yeah.
Like, well, then we don't buy it.
Yeah.
And they're like, fine, we'll take it out.
Yeah.
So as long as that's not the mistake they're making.
And I think technically the Switch is the Wii U just transformed. Because
sure.
I mean, you think about the gamepad. You'd think, oh, cool, it's a gamepad. I can take it on the go. No, you can't. You gotta stay tethered to your house, and you gotta stay like within Bluetooth range of the console. The Switch, on the other hand, is you're right. Yep, take it on the go. Yeah, take wherever you want. Do it. So I'm just interested to see now where they take the technical specs of the system and answer some like the battery life and third-party support's gonna be. I feel like Nintendo, like this might be like a naive statement, but I kind of feel like Nintendo can survive even without third-party support. I mean, the Wii didn't really have heavy third-party support. All the major games that sold the Wii were all Nintendo first-party games. I mean,
I think a lot of that though for them is because I don't think the Wii or the Wii U took a lot to make. I don't think it cost a lot per game like where Xbox One they took a huge loss the whole time.
Yeah.
So it had to succeed with all the developers. And 3DS and then the success of the handhelds that Nintendo's had before, because they basically, even with how the PS Vita and how it's pretty popular, Nintendo still way outplays anyone else in handhelds because they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, and they got the software to back it up.
And I think that alone let them kind of, even if this doesn't, it's not as good as it should be, because they have that to fall back on. They can make those, I don't know, take a leap of faith kind of thing.
Yeah, and they can make ports.
Yeah.
They can make ports of successful games.
So that was going to be my question: is like, if this doesn't survive as a home console, where do they go from here?
Anything, in my opinion, if this is a console that doesn't work again, in my opinion, they should just go to handheld and just stick with that for a while.
Yeah.
Like, just say, look, this is what we can do, because they already proved that they can do it really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been doing it since, when did the original Game Boy come out? Like 90
It
something?
came out 87.
Oh, is that all it is?
87,
Yeah,
89.
late 80s, early
And then
90s.
the Game Boy Color came out in when I was younger. I can't remember exactly.
NES was 85, so I'm pretty sure the Game Boy was 87. Anyway, go ahead.
But I'm just saying they've been doing it since then, and it's making them a lot of money. So if this doesn't work, then I would just kind of revamp a handheld.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing about the Nintendo. They got so many options.
Yeah.
If this flops, well, hey. We'll make all our games available on mobile, and we'll make it killing.
Yeah, Nintendo's got longevity. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's on their side.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Like you said, the handheld stuff is, I think that's where they're really excelling right now.
Yeah.
And they really want to. They want to be up there with Xbox and PlayStation. They want to.
Yeah.
They really want to have that next
want,
to the other consoles in your entertainment center.
And I think they're on the right track too, because they're not directly competing with Microsoft and Sony. They are literally hardcore going after that family market. Yeah. And you can tell by the trailer that they're kind of marketing towards like millennials. If you notice, a lot of like the people in the marketing piece were all like people like me and Steve's age, or maybe even a little bit younger. Where it's like, okay, we already got the family sold. Who else can we hit that's not like a hardcore gamer that wants blood and guts and violence all the time in their games?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think it's going to be interesting. I did notice that their stock prices actually dropped 6%.
Really?
Yeah. So after the announcement, literally the day of the announcement, it dropped. So, but I mean, Nintendo's really good at anything. It's proving people wrong.
Yeah.
Except for the Wii U.
I don't know why it would drop. I
And
don't
the GameCube.
have any issue with it. I think it's too early. I have to wait and see what it actually can do and everything.
Well, I'm pretty sure Zelda's going to be enough to sell that console already right out the gate.
No, that Zelda game was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the size of Skyrim.
So is it gonna be for that only then, or is it gonna be for Wii?
It's going to be for that initially, and then it's going to be backwards. They're going to make a backwards port for Wii U.
They're gonna do the opposite way.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they released it for the Wii first, and then they released it for the GameCube later.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, that's all the topics we have for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Be sure, all our listeners out there, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Facebook, and check us out on any social media possible. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Whatever's working.
Whatever's working, yeah, exactly. We would have done the stream on Facebook, but it wasn't working, so whatever. Here we are on YouTube. Be sure to check out, if you want to get down to some Xbox with me or Steve, my gamer tag is Zech Almighty. You'll see it at the bottom of the screen. And Steve's gamer tag as well is Scuba Steve, also on the bottom of his screen over here. So, anyway.
Yeah, my screen.
Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all later.
Like always.
Alright, so nerdy.
Keeping it nerdy. Still going though.
And